Okay, so the inspiration for the next spread, 2B and 3 front, 3F, will be this cut apart. So it's got red in it, yes, it's got some of the green. There, of course, there's not much green in the collection. It's got the gold, which we'll use, but we'll downplay it. It's got these stripes, and boy, I wish that there was paper that had these stripes. I love using stripes in my mini albums. Anyhow, there isn't, so I'll have to deal with it. But there are the diamonds underneath. If you can you see it? I don't know. If you look at it real close, you can see it. So that's our inspiration. So let us take just 2 pieces of cardstock, one that's 6 5/8 by 5 5/8, and one that is 7 7/8 by 5 1/2. We're going to score this one with the 5 1/2 side at the top. We'll score it at 1/2 inch. Okay, this one, 6 7/8 by 5 5/8 with the 5 5/8 side at the top. We're going to score it at 1 inch. Wait, what? I bet you thought I was going to say 1/2 inch, didn't you? Nope. We're going to live dangerously. So score it at 1 inch. Trying to grab my phone folder. So fold and burnish on our score lines. And then we'll bring in our page. So this large one will go on the left side. Had some extra glue. Okay. And this one we're not going to put on yet. So we have this piece. It's 3 3/4 by 7 7/8. I have 1/8 of an inch by 7 7/8. And this one is 1 1/16 by 7 7/8. So go ahead and adhere all of that. Okay, so now I've cut this 6 7/8 by 7 7/8, and I am going to adhere that onto the base page. I know you're thinking, oh no, you're forgetting something. No? Well, I may be, but probably not. So we'll put that with a 1/16 of an inch margin. Okay. And then we will take our flap and we're going to adhere it here. So I want you to put it half an inch from the edge of the page, not the edge of our paper, but the edge of the page. So just add glue to this flap, and we're gluing it on top of our decorative paper. I'm going to turn it this way just so I can get it straight. The good thing is we can use these lines on here. And I'm sorry, I didn't record doing this, but this is 7/8 by 6 1/2. That goes, of course, on that tab. This is the 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. This is that strip that came from this piece we cut earlier. So whatever the width is with just the white borders by 4 1/4. And this is 3/16 by 6. Oh no, not 6 1/4. 6 1/2. So go ahead and adhere those. Oh, I also did put a magnet under here, and there's a corresponding magnet there. And here's another part that wasn't recorded, but I took a piece of black cardstock, and on top of that, I put this border, which is 4 1/4, and it's just the white border. I cut off all the black. Here's our 4 1/4 by 6 1/4, and then this is 4 1/4, and I cut off all but just a teeny little bit of the yellow gold, whatever it is. So that is there. And then I adhered all that and then glued it down onto there. So I centered it on the page from here to here. I centered it and top and bottom. Okay, to finish on this side on the far left, we have this piece, which is 3/4 by 7 7/8. Okay. And then we'll put our photo mat. And this is 1 5/8 by 4 1/4. All right, so we have the back of page 2. Okay, the front of page 3, it's going to correspond with that. So we're going to start putting 6 7/8 by 7 7/8 piece of decorative paper down. And it's the one with the flowers. And we're also going to be having a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 photo mat. Now you can have, if you want, a bigger picture or 2 smaller ones. But the way the page layout is, if you put something too big, it's going to show. And you know how I feel about things showing before we want them to show. All right, let's move that aside for now. I'm not going to glue that one down. All right, you will need a piece 6 by 5 1/4. And we're going to score this one. Yes, with the 5 1/4 side at the top, we're going to score it at 1. All right. Golden burnish on our score lines. Okay. So what we're going to do is add this piece. This is from the large 12 by 12. It is 1 row of flowers, so that's 1/2 inch. Approximately. Now you may need to adjust the sizing of this. And then we have this piece, which is 3 3/4 by 5 7/8. Dang it, I just realized I should have put a magnet down. This page might not have a magnet. It honestly doesn't need one. It'll be okay without it. Okay, then we have this piece, 5 by 4.5. I have another mistake of mine. Don't know why I cut it, but I did, but we're going to cover it anyhow. So this is 4 7/8 by 3/4. I mean, I was already intending on covering this, so it's no big deal. This is about 3 9/16 by 4 7/8. And that's going to go there. Okay, now I have this cut apart. And it's a weird measurement. It's 3 9/16 by 4. I mean, it's not 3.5. I just couldn't make it 3.5 if I wanted to. And I'm putting it on a piece of the gold paper, yellow ochre, whatever you want to call it. 3 9/16 by 4.5. And that'll go on a piece of cardstock 3 3/4 by 4 5/8. All right, so what's going to happen is this is going to go there, over to the side, and this is going to go like that. All right, but before we glue everything down, we need to put some pieces on the back, because some of this will show. So on this one, the bottom will show. I'm going to cut this 3 inches. And glue this on the bottom. You know what? I could still put a magnet under here. So I didn't have it go over because I should have put a full piece of paper on there. I wasn't smart enough to recognize that. So that's okay. So I put a little dab of glue so I know where my magnet's going to be. It's going to be right there. Burnish that really well. And that's where that's going to be. So now we know if we put this here, that will be covered. Oh, yes. So I'm going to add a lot of ephemera around my photo mat. Okay, I need to cover this. And this was how long? Anybody remember? 6. So we need to cut this 5 7/8. And what else will I put on there? I've got just room for, yeah. And what am I going to put here? I'm going to figure that out. All right, so I cut this out. I know, that's beautiful, but we'll use that somewhere else. We haven't introduced those characters into the script yet. All right, so this will go here. It's 5 7/8 by 1 and by 7/8. And I told you this one already, right? 4 1/16 by 5 7/8. As I put glue on this side, I realized I could have used this side, but I didn't. Look at how much pattern is there. That'll go up near the top. But that's okay because I have, it is smaller than an eighth. I don't want to freak you out with crazy small minuscule measurements, but it's halfway between a 16th and an eighth. It's more like 3/16. So that goes like that, and then the, ooh, this is over, oh, but this goes there. Nope, that goes there. So we have some of that showing. That's going to bother me. I will fix it. But this will go like this. So the bottom's going to show. Let me see how much of the bottom's going to show here. So, how wide is this? 3 3/4. I have this piece. So I'll cut it 3 5/8. And it goes on this side. We'll just do that. Okay. And there is the page. I will figure this out, fix this, but just make sure if you put this down, you don't see the photo mat below. So we ended up changing the photo mat. The white part is 5 1/4 by, I'm sorry, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and the black is 4 3/8 by 5 5/8. So that is the finished piece, and this does coordinate nicely with the back of page 2.